Hey guys, it's Eric Conover from Nerdy Geek Talk, source for all your nerdy geeky needs, here with episode 60 of Steel City Bots. Uh, while this is our post TFCon, first post TFCon show, I just want to get out of the way first thing that we are not going to be discussing TFCon like whatsoever in this episode. That's going to be in a couple days. We're going to do you know, how occasionally we'll do 2 episodes in a week. We're going to do a second episode. It's going to be all about TFCon. It's going to be basically us talking about our hauls and then going through literally the schedule of the convention, like just to look at it as our guideline for how we're going to break it down, just talking about everything there. But I will say, first off, to anyone that came up to us, said hi, or got a picture, or showed me your bisque, I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. But yeah,
How many people showed you their bisques?
two.
Two, okay.
3 people, like, 2 people showed me their bisque. One told me about how they saw a bisque and asked if I had seen it yet.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and Michael, you're here. How are you?
Yeah. Good. And you?
I'm actually pretty good.
Oh, you're calling me Michael on the podcast now. Cool.
I've kind of gotten used to calling you Michael now after the after the show, so
Yeah.
AKA Soundjack for those of you
Right.
if you
If
don't
you didn't,
if you're
if you,
confused by it.
yeah. I mean, I know I've mentioned my name on here before. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned my full
No, I
name
was
on
gonna
here.
say I know you've mentioned your name. I just don't. I was gonna say I just don't know if everyone necessarily listened back to that episode or remembers it because I'm pretty sure it's only been mentioned like a handful of times. So yeah, Soundjack is Michael if you weren't aware.
Yeah.
Uh, and Miguel, how are you,
Hello.
Miguel?
Um, I'm coming down with some semblance of con flu, which is unfortunate.
So am
But
I.
I'm alive. I'm well.
Two.
It's unfortunate. Wait, Michael, did you say you are too?
I think I am. Is it in the throat for you guys or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throat. Oh, it's not just the throat, but yes, it is also the throat.
Okay, it's just the throat for me, but I get sick in the throat every season just because I just have terrible post-nasal drip.
Uh, I also got my first nosebleed of the winter. Even I know it's not technically winter yet. I get them once the air starts getting dry. So first one happens. So I need to get a humidifier. But anyways,
Yep. So yeah, this is just the podcast where we talk about how sick we are.
yeah, that was you say. I just said how we weren't going to talk about TFCons. We're all talking about how we're sick from TFCon.
And we're allowed to talk about one thing we got: house getting sick.
Yeah, we're talking about how we all got sick. Cool.
No, but we have plenty of freaking awesome news. Otherwise, if there was no news, I wouldn't separate the episodes just because, TFCon will take so long. But since we have so much news and really good news, we're going to talk about the news in this episode, and then TFCon will get its own episode. So, yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. But really quick, let's just get through our history lessons. We have several of those. So, Michael, what are our history lessons?
Okay, so history lessons for today. We have 2 separate days we are talking about because today, the day we are recording the podcast, is October 30th, and today features the birthday of 3 Transformers voice actors. First off, let's go in chronological order instead of the order you gave me, which is not chronological. Why is it not chronological order, Eric?
Why are you questioning me?
Of course I'm questioning you, because I only assumed Billy Brown was at the top because his birthday was first, and he was somehow born before Dick Gator. But no.
Gator? I'm pretty sure that's Gaudier?
I've never heard it pronounced. You can't put that one on me like Ridico.
But look at that. There's no way it's Gator. It's spelled Gautier.
Have you met the English language? Of course it could.
I've heard it pronounced as gator before.
Okay. All right. Anyways.
So how is it pronounced?
I thought
Anyone
it
know?
was Gautier or Gautier. I don't know.
I'm just going to say Gator, and someone leave a comment down below.
Or tweet at us at Steel City Bots.
That's Steel City Bots, how you pronounce that. But in 1931, Dick Gator, the voice of Hot Rod, and Rodimus Prime, because they are the same person, of the original Transformers series, is born. And then in 1970, we have Billy Brown, who is the second voice of Transformers Prime, Cliffjumper, being born. And then 1995, Andy Pessoa, aka the voice of Raphael Esquivel from Transformers Prime, is born. But we also have one more birthday for October 31st. That is the Halloween this year. Well, it's Halloween every year, but this year it's happening tomorrow. It's on a Wednesday. 1948, Barry Stigler, a.k.a. the voice of Scourge in Robots in Disguise, is born. We had a lot of birthdays.
I just saw that there were a bunch of birthdays on today, so I was like, okay, we can just go through those. And then I was like, what else is on Halloween, though? Because I feel like Halloween's worthwhile checking. And yeah, so I was just like, you know what? We'll just go real quick and shout off some birthdays. So happy birthday to all of them, especially Scourge. What did everyone get this week? For Michael and I, and Miguel for most of his stuff, you'll find out in the next episode. Or if you check my Twitter, which my entire haul tweet, I realized I did leave out one thing. I can't say what it was. Actually, I'll say what it was. It was Golden Lagoon Starscream. But if you want to see everything that I got before we record the next episode at Eric Crowbar, you can find it. I posted a picture, and it covers my entire couch.
And you can find my haul at my Twitter at Soundjack426 or on my Instagram at Soundjack426.
Like I said, we'll be talking about those in the TFCon episode next. But Miguel, you got some stuff not from TFCon. You want to say what that is?
I got Freddy King.
Is that
Nice.
it? I thought you got other stuff.
It's the only on-topic thing.
Oh, okay. I just assumed whenever you said you shipped it with your BBTS stuff that you had other Transformers.
Nope, just Freddy King.
Huh. I would ask how you like him, but I know you didn't open him, so...
I've had his stickers for months, so his stickers from Repro labels look nice.
They look nice. They're not on him, but they look nice.
Exactly.
Alright, but yeah, let's dive into the news. So, if you are on Twitter or Transformers on social media anywhere, following Transformers accounts or Transformers fans, it is impossible that you did not hear about Transformers Botbots. But if for some reason you don't know what I'm talking about, a new line of Transformers toys has been announced from Hasbro. A lot of people were thinking they were blind bag. I'm just here to point out they are not blind bag. They're being sold as teams. One of them will be a mystery, like covered up, but the rest of the team members will all be visible in the packaging. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. There's the Techie Team, the Toilet Troop, the Sugar Shocks, the Shred Heads, the Jock Squad, the Backpack Bunch, and the Greaser Gang. They are little kid, like 3 to 5 step, 1 inch tall Transformers figures. They transform in anything from food to like sports equipment to rocks to kitchen appliances to laptops, anything you can think of, basically.
That you can get at a shopping mall.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Apparently they are sold in blind bags as well.
Eric. So here's, from my understanding, here's how this works. So 24 out of the 61, even though accounting the artwork, there's actually 63 characters. 24 of them will be exclusive to blind bags or the blind balls, while the rest of them will be available in the various packs. However, I do want to correct you on one thing you said, because you said that they'll be coming in their team packs. And while yes, they're branded as certain teams, only 2 members of said team will actually be within the 5 or 8 pack, with the other spots filled by various members of the other teams.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. Who is it? M Cypher actually put up a spreadsheet by looking at the stock photography images, because it seems like they're going to be like the who's going to come in certain sets are going to be the same across all of them. It's not going to be like, oh, you're going to get the two members for the team specific for the pack, and then the rest of them are going to be various random ones. And it just how it's packaged. It seems like it's all going to be those same characters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be like, oh, you get two from the Sugar Shocks in this one, and only one of the Sugar Shocks and another one of the same type of pack, of the same exact pack. No, it's just going to be the exact same team members, and then still you get one figure that's random. But it's interesting because there are already noted instances of characters being double packed, technically, being available in two different packages.
Huh.
So it's going to be interesting when these actually release.
Doesn't matter to me because I'm buying them all, and I don't care if I get doubles because they're amazing.
Okay, so Eric, I also want to tell you, and I know this is news for like the next bit because we know more. There's 190 more, over 190 of them coming in next year.
Wait, really?
Yes, 190 plus is the number that has been given.
Wow, that is so awesome. But yeah, they're all new characters too, which is one thing I failed to point out. Which, yes, just yes.
Yes.
These are amazing.
Yes.
I like. Is there anything else to even say about them? Like, I don't know what else to say other than like, they're amazing.
Okay, I want to say this. They just, despite the fact they're completely new characters that we know nothing about, we basically know everything about them because they all have so much personality. Especially, like, not even just the artwork, but a bunch of like, they're just the toys themselves are just so personality driven that you can.
They ooze personality.
Yeah, like it's slightly like low dimensional. It's not like 3D full on personality, but you get the gist of who they are, so who they're like, which like, especially with this one, there's so many characters. That's what you want.
Yeah, definitely. Even if you think you aren't interested in this line, I would recommend going through the art or at least images of all the different characters and just looking at them because I am sure there is at least one or two out of the so many that we're seeing that you're at least like, oh, that's kind of cool, because
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're so freaking awesome. If they're your thing, that's cool too. But the internet, Transformers internet, has just gone wild over these things, and I say rightfully so.
They deserve their own TV show.
Oh my God! There's a potted plant that's a dragon.
Yes.
I did not see that one before. See, I see a new one every time I look, and I'm just like, yes.
There's a computer who has a very, very concerned and sweating face for his face.
I've seen that. What are you downloading? There's a corn dog. There's pizza. I want to say that I saw a burger as one of the images that came out recently, but I don't know. Is there anything else from the recent? There is? Okay, cool. Because I've been wanting a burger one for specific reasons.
Okay. So, also to go a little more in detail, we've been given names for most of all of the first revealed last Monday. So we're late on this, admittedly. 5 of the 17s had been basically given their full names. The Shedheads and the what was it? What's the nerd team?
The tech troop.
The tech troop. No,
Techie team. Techie team.
No, Backpack Bunch. Backpack.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Names for yet. But I'm sure they are coming since they are coming out in December. Yeah, and there were new things that came out from the London Comic Con this past week, including the Lost Bots, who are going to be figures that are completely exclusive to the blind bag selection. We're just various members of various teams that got, I guess, separated and are wandering them all together, I guess. Including your burger friend whose name is Burgertron.
Burgertron? That's awesome.
Also,
Miguel, why?
What?
I'm just,
Shark.
are you wearing that right this second?
Look at the camera.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, I'm just I just saw the picture. Let's
Yeah.
see. Extract this.
Miguel, where do you think you are? Do you think you're at the Super Bowl?
What?
Don't you remember Left Shark?
Miguel is wearing a shark mask thing over his head at the moment, and oh, he just took it off. But that was quite funny. Miguel, you've been in a very playful mood tonight.
I've been sitting here for like probably 10 minutes now, just with it, waiting for someone to react.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, the Botbots are very interesting.
no, I understand. They are very interesting.
Why don't you talk about them? What have been your thoughts about the Botbots, Miguel?
He likes
I'm
King
really happy that because when these first showed up, there was a, I don't know, like a feeling that would just be, oh, it's another dumping ground for a bunch of trademarks where they'll just do these little tchotchkes that are really cheap, and for them to go like, oh no, we're gonna create a bunch of entirely new characters and put a lot of personality into this, even though it's like at the base level a Shopkins like copy. They still, like, the one thing that they did that I think could have easily not been the case is that they transform.
Yeah, that's what has me sold on these is the fact that they transform.
Like, they could have easily just been like, oh no, you get like two little PVZ figures, one that's in its robot mode, one that's in its alt mode, and then instead it's like, no, here's a little transforming like hot dog or something. Which all of the food ones, I then move into the question of how exactly do they work? Because, like, are they metal food or are they techno-organic? And in that case, how does that work?
Don't question the food.
Okay, but do you know what the official backstory is for this happening, right?
A bunch of Transformers energy, like, nukes a mall.
Yep. It just Energon Mist descends the mall, and then everything inside comes alive somehow. It's beautiful. It's honestly beautiful.
Yeah, I'm so freaking happy with this. But yeah.
So, which of these Botbots has the best name in your opinion? I'm at the TF Wiki right now. They've got all of the names that are there.
I think King Toot is probably the best one. I will mention that Evangelist was going nuts. If you listen to the podcast or roundtable at for the opening of TFCon, the first one, Evangelist was going nuts about King Toot and how he's a roll of toilet paper.
That is a mummy.
Yeah. So that one I have to admit I think is probably the best pun.
Yep. Though I also have to say Frostferatu, the vampire cupcake, has a very good name.
I like the vampire cupcake as well.
What's the unicorn's name? I forget.
Unilla Ice Queen Cone.
Oh my god. I feel like it should have been Unicron the unicorn. Like the only character name to carry over is Unicron as the unicorn.
Yeah. Though we cannot leave this without acknowledging there is a character whose name is just Poosham.
Yep, Poosham is a real thing. Also another one that Vangelis is going nuts over at the
Yep. Also, Sup Dog.
Okay, that's great.
Sup Dog.
Yeah, so basically you should buy these.
Yeah, I just keep looking at the name and I'm just like, oh my god, that's actually a name. One more and I'll stop. Bottle Barts.
What even is that?
Bottle farts, I guess.
I don't know, but man, these things are just truly magnificent.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
such a delight.
One more thing about them. They all each have their unique. Each team has its own unique insignia,
Yes, and they rock.
and one of them is just a toilet with a face.
Which rocks. But yeah,
That does.
while Botbots rock, and how I've been super excited for them, I have to admit, the other big reveals to come out probably win for me,
Yeah.
personally.
Sure.
But don't get me wrong, I'm buying all of literally everything that was revealed that we're talking about. Uh,
Yeah.
so, let's start with the Studio Series came in waves. There's a bunch of Studio Series reveals, so we got them in waves. So we're going to go with the first thing that was revealed. The first thing that was revealed was a photo taken of actual in-hand samples on display at, is it the MCM Comic Con? The London
Yeah.
Comic Con? Yeah, MCM London Comic Con. And it was Studio Series Leader Class Jetfire next to Studio Series Leader Class Dark of the Moon Megatron. Jetfire, we will get to in a bit because he got official images released and such. So we'll talk about him with those. But Megatron did not. This is the only photo of Megatron that has surfaced. So yes, Megatron, the Leader Class Megatron getting made is indeed Dark of the Moon Megatron, which I was not expecting. I was really expecting Movie 1 Megatron. But I am not complaining whatsoever. Seeing this truck mode, seeing the little Igor head next to his foot, seeing a shotgun that he's holding extremely weirdly, but looks like a good shotgun, and then first and foremost, this is I believe the first Transformer at mass retail to have soft goods.
Yes. His cloak is made out of actual cloth. It
Yes,
looks.
that is soft goods, which is something Transformers has only touched for exclusive things like the Knights of Unicron box set.
Yes.
So, that is a neat thing. It looks amazing, except I would love to see it without the. Like, I definitely want the cloak, and, like,
Yeah.
I'm going to display with the cloak, but I would also like to see what his face and chest and such look like underneath that. I want some official images. I'm bummed that we have not
Yeah.
gotten official images of this toy, because it is possibly one of the ones I'm most excited for.
Yes. The other thing I just want to complain about not getting official images for is that I am just so lost on the scale, and I am clearly thinking it is that this Megatron is substantially larger in vehicle mode than he is because he's next to Jetfire, and I can only think of the Leader Class Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen, which had a massive vehicle mode. Like, I'm going to be so disappointed at the scale until if I don't see the proper scale before I get it in hand.
I mean, you will. There's no way that you won't see in-hand images before you buy it, but
I'm
I'm
sure.
guessing
But-
the robot mode is going to be similar to Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, since they're saying the way they're scaling this entire line is scaling to the robot modes. So if that's basically his same body, just with different skin,
Yeah.
then he should, in theory, be the same size. Therefore, him and Jetfire are about the height of Blackout at the Leader Class price point.
Yeah.
If we had to
Which
guess
is
at the moment.
Yeah, which makes sense since they A are coming with accessories and B are definitely have a lot of kibble, a lot of thick parts on them. Especially I'm just looking at Megatron's like calves and that's like that is a lot of mass there.
It doesn't bother me at all, though. Like, I see it, but it just doesn't bother me, which is weird, because normally kibble bothers me more, but I'm
I
totally
mean,
fine with that.
once we get better images, because admittedly, this is not the most flattering image of Megatron.
No, but it still gets me very excited. And also that he has 3 accessories that we know about. Igor, his shotgun, and his cloak. Meanwhile, Jetfire from this image we can see has his cane, which has multiple parts because it clearly folds up, and his axe, which I think may also fold up. I can't tell for that show for sure or
Yeah.
not. So, yeah. But, so there's that. Miguel, how do you feel about Megatron?
I think it looks really good. I will agree with the whole thing about the scale. I'm curious to see how it'll turn out. Granted, like he's next to Jetfire, and Jetfire is like, yeah, I would think of the Revenge of the Fallen, which was gigantic. I hope though that at some point we see a movie 1 Megatron, because when these listings first leaked out, a lot of us on the podcast just through chats and whatnot were speculating, oh, it's probably like it could be the Dark of the Moon. Probably is going to be the movie 1, because if anything, the idea was like, oh, he seems to be at his physically most powerful in movie 1, so you make that a leader, and then you make Dark of the Moon and Revenge of the Fallen Voyagers that are just taller but a bit more lean, because a sort of theme from the first 2 movies was each body Megatron had, in some sense, was weaker and weaker.
Wait,
Mhm.
it was? I always got the impression that I thought he was at his peak at Revenge of the Fallen.
I mean, he might have been a bit stronger in Revenge of the Fallen just because of the fact that he was like rebuilt. But like,
That's the biggest he ever was, I believe.
was he bigger than he was in the first movie?
I thought he was slightly bigger.
I always had it in my head, like, yeah, like since he had to be rebuilt, and then of course Dark of the Moon, he's just like tired and old and being like, just let me live in peace
Yeah.
Yeah.
with my weird energon babies that I feed
Yep.
dirt.
Yeah, the protoforms were really weird.
Let's see. That's not what I want. Okay, anyways. Moving on to the next set of reveals, which is not the last for Studio Series, but the next one, which is, let's see here. I know Jetfire's in it because his vehicle mode was on display, and these are renders, not in-hand pictures. There is
Yeah.
Jetfire, both his robot mode and his alt mode, which looks fantastic. Movie 1 Optimus Prime, who is the Voyager Revenge of the Fallen retooled, both his backpack, a bit of his torso, and I want to say there was somewhere else that is also, I thought, was retooled, looking on further inspection. And also his gun is new, and he has much brighter colors, so he looks quite nice. And then
Yeah.
Bone Crusher Voyager class, who looks fan-friggin-tastic.
Yeah.
He looks so good. I'm very curious to see how articulated the arm is on his vehicle mode. But yeah, overall, these reveals, I gotta say, I am quite happy with
Well,
Optimus in particular. Just
yeah.
surprisingly so. What you do with that mold when you retool it just a bit and give it brighter colors, man, it looks good.
Yeah. The only disappointing thing is, since it is retooled and it looks like he's got different ports on him in the panels that we can see, and it's specifically called out that Jetfire can combine with this prime to form Jetwing Optimus, or as Miguel has coined the term, Sonic Corpse Mode. The fear, though, with the retooling is that it might not be compatible with the Revenge of the Fallen version of Optimus Prime.
I am very much hoping that is not the case, but I don't know. I don't know what to think at this point. I feel like with the limited amount of retooling they're doing to this version of the mold, that it's possible you could get it in combined with the first Optimus from Revenge, like the first Voyager Optimus from Revenge of the Fallen. but I'm honestly not sure. We're going to have to wait and see. And if not, I am sure some third party will come around to do an upgrade to make the actual Optimus from the movie combined with Jetfire, only because that's how it should be. So
Yeah. Or else everyone's going to sell their Revenge of the Fallen Optimuses minus the swords.
a lot of people are doing that already.
Yeah.
um,
I can't blame them.
I gotta be honest, I'm fine with having both because I'm totally going to figure out. Because what company is it that did the upgrade for Studio Series Grimlock?
What was it?
It's just coming out now. I need to order that.
Yeah.
DNA Designs.
DNA.
DNA.
They also revealed like some other ones. Like I think there's one for Megatron and such. So you know what? I feel like, and they seem to be pretty good so far. So I feel confident that if they are incapable of combining, that will come along to solve the problem. But we shall see. Also,
Yep.
another thing to note is that Jetfire does have his axe from the movie. I believe this is the first toy of Jetfire at all to actually have his axe. So,
Yep.
just something to point out. Yeah. So, there is that. But, moving on to bigger things, quite literally, we have the next set of reveals from Studio Series. Now, these are the official images of, well, first off, Cogman, who is a repaint of the version that came out in the last night. It looks quite fantastic, in my opinion. It's a lot more silver on his robot mode, with a little bit more gold as well. And the entire car mode, from what I saw, the in-hand pictures, is also painted silver. It's not the gray plastic. So, if you really want the screen accurate Cogman to display with Studio Series, if you already have the last night one, my recommendation is to leave that one in robot mode. It looks good in robot mode. This one, since the car is painted silver, and in the movie, Cogman is human-sized, you take out the Titan Master, have that displayed with the car, because he uses that in the movie, and that's the perfect version to have on display with the backdrop, because that is what he is. He is the small body with a car which is actually silver now. So, I think that's great. And then the other one, before we get to the meat of it, is Shatter, who does not have her jet mode, not surprisingly, and does have her earlier head sculpt that was from concept art, I believe, whereas it's a little less accurate to how she looks now in the film. But she does have her car mode, which I am very glad for. Looks quite fantastic in my opinion. I'm just waiting on Blitzwing now, in all fairness. But I do really, really like Shatter. And in all fairness, I think Shatter turned out better than Dropkick for me, because she looks more like she does in the movie so far than Dropkick does to me, because Dropkick turning into the helicopter, I feel like totally just changed his body type from how we see it most of the time in the trailer so far, at least.
Yeah.
And then we have Deluxe class, since we're going through the Deluxe classes at the moment. We have Deluxe class Scrap Metal, who is a Constructicon, looking pretty good. And then we have two more Constructicons, Voyager class Long Haul, who I think steals the show, and Voyager class Rampage, who I really like, who is a Voyager class, not a Deluxe. Ha, Michael. I told you so.
Okay. I thought I heard something else. Sorry.
Ha, I was right. No, but he also looks quite good. He
Yeah.
also has a foot stand, because he
Is
doesn't.
very much cleaner than the thing they gave him in Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, in Revenge of the Fallen, in the actual movie, he just basically dances around on a drill, isn't it? It's just literally a drill bit.
Well, it's just the tip of it's just his singular leg that's like a jackhammer. But I was talking about the toy where the whole bulldozer section comes apart and becomes his stand.
Yeah.
Or he combine with it and become a Minotaur.
Uh-huh. So.
Or Centaur.
So yeah. And if you're wondering, the answer. Okay, well, you know what? First, let's talk about let's talk about the individual figures before we get to the rest. How do you guys feel about Cogman, Shatter, and then the Constructicons?
Personally, Shara looks great. I cannot wait to have her. Cogman, I have a Cogman. I went and bought a Cogman. I don't know if I need this.
Really? I guess I kind of understand that, but at the same time, didn't you buy Last Night Drift?
Yes, but that was from an Ollie's for $5, and B, before we learned about that. But I went through considerably more effort to get Cogman.
That's fair.
So I might wait till see in hand photos to see if it's worth it.
There are images of it, like actually at the con.
Not here, but
Not in this link, but no, there are actual images because that's how I saw that the car mode is actually painted silver, like the entire car mode, which I love. So that's what I think I'm going to do. That's why I said that I don't mind it, because Last Night Cogman, I'm just going to keep in his robot mode, whereas this one I'm going to have displayed with the backdrop as the car with the Titan Master, because the car looks pretty darn good in that silver, and screen accurate size Cogman for the line about screen accuracy. So
and scrap metal for the deluxes. Scrap metal is very interesting because he's not screen accurate. He's actually not accurate to how he appears on screen, as he was just a scrapper with a different vehicle mode. His body is based on some concept art, which TF Wiki has coincidentally had as their main image for scrap metal since 2009.
Huh.
So take from that what you will.
Yeah. But it looks like a good toy nonetheless.
It does. It does. I am glad to see construction vehicles that, construction vehicles have very interesting transformations as opposed to all the cars we get. And this one definitely looks to be the case. Rampage, I'm glad for his stand. I can definitely see he's going to be awkwardly kibbly in places, especially with the cab of the bulldozer being on the back of his leg jackhammer thing.
Yeah. I'm also curious to see how articulated his arms are.
Very.
His fingers look very articulated.
Yeah,
his arms, I don't know.
Yeah, especially with the whips.
Yeah, I'm curious if the whips. I'm pretty sure the whips are going to be able to flip out some. I would hope. That's the one thing he did in the movie. So.
Well,
I don't know.
Besides being unique, and because he had the jackhammer robot mode.
He also got killed by Bumblebee.
Yeah,
that's not unique.
Ravage also got killed.
I was going to say, yeah, Ravage got the much more brutal death.
So, actually, you know what I really hope is that Rampage's backdrop is Bumblebee, like going after him. So like in this weird like perspective view, and then towards the back you just see Ravage's corpse being flown into the sky.
Didn't Ravage get killed after Rampage though?
Did he? I'm
pretty sure Bumblebee finished Rampage, then Ravage jumped out and killed him. Although now I'm gonna double check after the show.
Yeah.
But I think that's how it went down.
Regardless, Ravage's death was very quick.
Yes.
Because I definitely remember like Ravage sneaking up on Bumblebee while he was fighting Rampage. But I cannot remember for the life of me what order it happened, the death. Though also on Rampage, I'd like to note the bulldozer section is very well detailed, accurate to the movie, which is very, very, very nice looking.
Mm-hmm.
The plow section, I mean, and then long haul is he's a big boy.
Yes, he looks magnificent. He's always been one of my absolute favorite Constructicons from the movie. In fact, probably the favorite of mine. Although I also did really like Rampage as a kid, and also I'm actually watching the clip right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure B Yep, B kills Ravage. I mean, kills Rampage, then Ravage. He's
Okay.
Okay.
totally like snapping Rampage apart when Ravage jumps out. Yes, he kills. He literally puts him down, like actually finishes killing him, and then Ravage jumps on him.
Okay. Neat.
Actually, I take that back. He stands up and then gets his head punched off immediately after Ravage is deboned. Okay, never mind.
That's what I thought. I thought Rampage looked like he was out for the count. B killed Ravage, and then Rampage
You
came
just say
back.
it looked like Rampage died, then Ravage got killed by B, then Rampage actually died. So, Miguel, your dream of Ravage's corpse in his backdrop is possible. I genuinely hope, but I don't want Bumblebee to be in the background, but I would actually love it if there was an Easter egg of like a couple Ravage parts just really tiny in the background somewhere for him. I would actually kind of like that. But yeah, so I am definitely excited for these Constructicons, and if you're wondering if we can expect more Constructicons, the answer is yes. Moving on to our next news item, you absolutely can, because it has been revealed that Studio Series Constructicons are combining to form Studio Series Devastator, who we are seeing in grayscale, and I would love to see next to other figures or a Titan figure. I find it particularly interesting because the only figures from Transformers that ever get revealed in grayscale before official renders or anything, there are no renders of this toy yet, are Titan class figures. So like, I know this isn't getting released as a Titan, it's getting released individually as a Constructicons, and then the Constructicons are able to combine. But still, I'm kind of curious what the size is. Like, will this be comparable to a Titan class? I feel like it depends on how many other Constructicons. Do we have a actual number, definitive number on what it is?
We have a confirmed number because Scrap Metal's bio says, specifically calls, he can combine with the 7 other Constructicons.
All right, so we are getting 8
Oh.
Constructicons.
8 total, which should place the other Constructicons being Scrapper, Hightower, Mixmaster, Scavenger / Demolisher, and Overload.
Yes, so far we know Long Haul is the right leg, Rampage is the left leg, and Scrap Metal is the left arm /
Nope. Hand, just the hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say it's really just the like forearm / hand.
Because that's the part of the transformation from the movie that was actually notable. That didn't align with original concepts, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's technically supposed to be 9 Constructicons if there's a shuffle thingy being the left hand, but there's no other robot design for that, so I guess they were just like, hey, let's throw Scrap Metal on there.
Yeah, but
it's very interesting, I want to say, how close this is to being movie accurate, yet also not at the same time. Because again, if there's a left hand, if a vehicle specifically becoming the left hand, there should be another vehicle helping Rampage become the left leg, but that's not there. And then it's not supposed to be the excavator or Scrap Metal, even because Scrap Metal dies. It's supposed to be another bulldozer. And then also Rampage is supposed to be, this Rampage that's supposed to combine is supposed to be yellow, not red.
yeah, so it's actually taking. I know the reason why. The reason why is because they want to give us, for the individual Constructicons, the actual screen accurate appearances of like how they looked of the notable characters from the movie, like the ones you actually get to see fight, and then they're incorporating them into Devastator. I am quite curious though to see what color head Devastator will have.
The promo images do suggest
is it red?
White, gray.
It's the gray?
Yeah, it's not the red. It's not the red face. It looks like from the one image we saw.
Gotcha.
Of the red.
But yeah, we have no idea what other price points these figures will come at. At the moment, I would have to guess at least, so we have at least one more deluxe, right? So we have two
No,
Voyagers.
I
There's got to be
doubt
at
it.
least. Really? I would think at least one more deluxe.
No, well, just consider if also we're trying to. I know also Rampage is probably larger than he should be. I'm going to guess, since he is climbing at the Voyager, though he could also have been a very tall deluxe, or he could be a short Voyager. Everything else, I would expect to be a Voyager, except for Demolisher slash Scavenger, which should be a leader.
I'm curious if Mixmaster could be a leader. Looking at the Devastator head and neck,
Yes.
I have no idea. That looks as big as Long Haul and Rampage alone, and I can't even see how any of that would be incorporated into Mixmaster.
Yeah.
So either
That is-
Mixmaster's going to be a tiny robot with a massive Devastator backpack,
Yeah.
or I don't know, or he's going to be a leader and it's going to be somewhat hidden in him. But like that's what I'm looking at is like Devastator's neck and head. I'm just like, how does that even?
Unless there's parts that come out of, say, Demolisher to help form some of it and not be so awkward for Mixmaster.
Yeah, I'm quite curious to see the rest of
That's-
these.
That's the most interesting thing about it. It's the head, because the head is so weird.
Mm-hmm. Also, one thing to note is that the picture that we did see leaked, which if you want to see, it's not in the actual show notes, of the colored version of Devastator, is that his mouth is glowing green. I'm curious if that's just artwork or if he will... I wouldn't think he'll have lights, but if his inside of his mouth will be painted green.
That'd be very interesting.
Yeah. I gotta say, though, I am insanely happy with this.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but man,
this is nuts. This is nuts. That
this
we
is
are
not how I would expect it to get released either.
Yeah. I was expecting individual Constructicons, then maybe a Titan class Devastator that had the vehicle scale with individual Constructicons, but just turned into
Body parts.
Yeah, because that's how it looked in the movie. You can tell that like the individual components were their own robots, because the individual component robots were wandering around the battlefield at the same time as Devastator.
Yep. So this is certainly this is certainly something to be interested in, just like Miguel is certainly someone to be interested in. Oh my gosh, Miguel, you're having so much fun tonight.
What are your thoughts on Devastator?
Hmm?
Shark Boy Miguel, what are your thoughts on Devastator?
Now he's faceless, Miguel.
Yeah,
With the hood. And there he is.
there he is.
So many masks.
Only this was a live stream where we had face cam.
You really
I was testing that out for tomorrow for work, and that's not going to work. I'm going to die. I can only wear one. Devastator. No, I initially when those pictures were coming out, what is it?
We were together.
We were in the dealer room.
I sought you out. I sought you guys out to be like, guys.
Because initially in the morning, the pictures came out of the Constructicons, and we were all like sort of sending them back and forth in our group chat, and just being like, oh my gosh, like they're doing these and everything. And then Soundjack shows up and just like guys, and it shows us this picture of way before the initial reveal. It was like tucked away in a corner. They had the prototype next to a box Jetfire, and we were like, wait, what? How? And then speculating, okay, is it going to be a Titan class figure that's just vehicles that combine into a Devastator robot? Like the movie kind of suggests that Devastator doesn't have individual robot modes, just a bunch of vehicle modes. But then the fact that they're doing the individual Constructicons forming Devastator, it's like, wait, what? Because having a mainline combiner to that effect, where it's not sort of this universal
it's It's not Combiner Wars style.
It's not Combiner Wars style. It's not this universal gimmick that it's like each figure will be individual and will have its own way of transforming into the component pieces. I can't think of the last time that there was a figure released in the main line that...
I can't either. And this is also the biggest combiner in terms of team members we're ever getting, isn't it? Have we ever had an 8-member combiner at retail?
What about the Micromaster combiners? How many?
Micromaster combiners were, well, the true Micromaster combiners, because of the name, were always 2, but like the ones you're thinking about, I think were always 6.
Yeah, the 6 train, that's one of them.
So this is 8. This could very well be the highest parts count.
6 turbo, 6 wing, 6 train, etc. So
this could very well be the highest parts count combiner ever made by Hasbro. I would not be surprised. In fact, I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Because looking at the other combiners, we have basically anything made with deluxes as the base point, and then Voyagers and such. Or even the Titan class figures, which are made with Voyagers and maybe a Leader class if you count long haul. But they're simplified, whereas these figures are not going the route of a combiner with compromised, simplistic individual bots. We're getting screen accurate individual bots who also are able to turn into Devastator at their price points, which are deluxe, several Voyagers, a Leader or 2 maybe. This is crazy. This is uncharted territory.
So, if this is possible, where are our triple change or dropkick and shatter Hasbro?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because I was thinking, like, if we can't even get triple changers in Studio Series, I highly doubt that we are going to get figures that turn into Devastator that aren't in a box set. Like, that just doesn't. That's not going to happen.
Granted,
That's happening.
Granted, again, from what I'm thinking, at the very least, only one of them is actually a deluxe. So maybe it's not.
So I'm curious to see Blitzwing. That's why I'm curious to see Blitzwing.
Because Blitzwing might be able to actually pull it off from like the deluxe.
Although, in all fairness, Revenge of the Fallen Megatron is technically also supposed to be a triple changer and isn't. But
it's supposed to be a pair of flip-out wings that they did not put on the toy.
Which one could argue is easier to do, and if they didn't do that, but at the same time, it's like that's also not prominent at all, whereas I'm guessing Blitzwing, it'll be fairly obvious. Also, speaking of which, just, we'll get to that later. I just have a question. Remind me to ask you guys about, I have a movie masterpiece question for you guys.
Oh?
Yeah, so these Studio Series reveals. Oh, which, by the way, we did mention that Prime and Jetfire can combine, but the images aren't in the thing I have, so you can look it up on your own if you want. They didn't have renders of it. It was just actually shown. Someone, like, literally pulled it out at the panel. And it looks cool. But, yeah, I think that's basically it. But, like, God, this is blowing me away.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Are there any leaks for Studio Series now that we don't know of what they actually are yet? I want to say Dino was supposedly on a listing at some point. But I can't think of anything else. Uh-oh. Skype just crashed. But it's okay, because I'm right here.
Okay.
I'm already back.
Eric?
Okay, it's okay. We're still going. No, but what I was saying is... Actually, I just forgot what I was saying.
I thought my internet had died already.
Nope. Skype crashed again, which it already has done a couple times for me now.
Okay.
No, what was I saying? It was something about Studio Series. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm very excited, basically. Oh, but this, like... Oh, I was talking about, are there any other, like, listings or leaks that we know about that we haven't seen yet? And the only one I can think of is that I'm pretty sure Dino is on a listing somewhere.
Yes. That is true.
I can't think of anything
We
else
don't
that we
have.
haven't seen that we know of from listings or such.
Yeah, because now we do have everything. Um, besides the Dino, there's a lot of characters that I would like to see that we don't know about.
Oh
But
yeah, I was
obviously,
gonna say there's plenty of wish lists, but in terms of like stuff that we like have evidence is coming, I can't think of anything else. Um, I mean, I would love some sound waves. Just saying, I love a movie like
Get some mud
Megatron.
flaps.
Some sound waves. Oh my God, no. Oh, I will say this small bit of thing from TFCon from the panel I went to that was behind the scenes of Transformers 4 from one of the main guys. I can't remember his name. Is it Rick
Rick Alvarez.
Alvarez? Super, super cool dude. I actually really, really want to see if we can get him in for an interview or something sometime because he was a really awesome, reasonable dude and had so much to talk about Transformers Prime, the movies, the whole. He is so involved with the franchise. I can't believe I didn't know his name before.
He's a regular on TFYLP, who you know another regular on that show.
He's a regular on that show?
At least for a time he was. I remember there were a lot of episodes where he was consistently there. He's on that. He's been on that show a lot. So
I did not know that. I easily have a connection then. Cool. But anyways, super, super cool dude. He mentioned that a concept for Age of Extinction, I think it was Age of Extinction, is that lockdown was leading basically the, stranded Decepticons on the planet, and that they were, I forget their name, it was a cool faction name, it was almost Mad Max style type thing, and they lived in this cave, and that at the head of the cave were the heads of the twins, and literally every time they walked in or out of the cave, they would, smack them like a bell. And that was a concept that was intended for Transformers 4. So they were going to have Mudflap and Skids in Transformers 4 as severed heads hanging in a Decepticon cave.
They would have been called the Lords of Deception.
Lords of Deception, that's what it was.
And then he would have, when the Ratchet, gunning down Ratchet scene still would have happened, but he would have taken one of Ratchet's parts and used it.
Oh, he would have taken he said it was the buzz saw, and attached it to his arm. I think he said to even kill him with it.
So all animated style, just take one of his pieces.
Yep. So, man, oh man. But I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, last bit of news we have is also movie Transformer related, but it is unofficial. And it is Toy World has shown off the Last Night Bulldog tank and World War II Bumblebee prototypes. So this Bulldog tank, I'm confused because we saw it in grayscale before. Now we're seeing it in kind of color.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's the basic color they're going to go with for the tank and such. They just need to add paint apps to the robot mode is my guess.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good. We've already seen it, but we do get to see a new alternate head. Did you guys see that?
No, I did not.
Image 3. It's by his feet.
Oh, interesting. Gas
Yes.
mask it is.
Yes, a gas mask with a helmet head, which I was like, that is a neat little touch. So I'm quite interested in that because I feel like that is a character that we may either not get in Studio Series or wait a while. So I'm very interested in that.
Because I would have thought we'd never get that character, but hey, now we're getting the mini Dinobots and Igor even in Studio Series.
The most important character of the movie franchise, Igor.
Yes. The one that everyone definitely remembered about and didn't question, where did he go after during Age of Extinction?
Which is basically
We're halfway through Dark of the Moon. Because these last scenes,
is he the head of Long Haul?
according to concept art, he is the head of a long haul.
So so we're getting 2 Long Haul figures in Studio Series, basically.
I guess.
Yeah.
But he's also a head that has a hunch. But
Yes.
his body is a head.
Oh, but the World War II-B, so we did know the Toy World was going to do a World War II-B, but we hadn't seen it. Now we are seeing a gray prototype, and I gotta say, I like it. He has a forearm-mounted cannon, which I believe might be accurate to the scene.
Yeah.
I believe it is. He has the hammer, which looks even more accurate, and then he has the movie-accurate alt mode.
Yes.
which I think is the key thing that may draw people to this, because I think he might even be able to store his weapons in the trunk too, which is actually
Yeah.
pretty neat. But yeah,
And and these are Studio Series scale, by the way, if you had not been aware of this before. These are Studio Series scale. They're not Masterpiece scale, Studio Series.
yeah. So originally I was like completely uninterested whenever I heard they were doing a World War II-B, because we're getting a Studio Series World War II-B.
Yeah.
But seeing how Studio Series World War II-B turns into the concept tank that most of the kibble comes from, I'm still clearly going to get that. But this has the screen accuracy and the alt in both robot mode even more, but also the alt mode. I'm very curious to see how it's colored.
Mhm.
But it has the accurate cannon, the hammer and such, the alt mode, the weapons you can store in the trunk, which is a very, very nice touch. So they actually have done a very good job in winning me over. I'm not going to say I'm going to buy it yet, but they basically did everything they could to make me want it, even though we're getting a Studio Series World War II-B. But the whatchamacallit, the Bulldog tank, very likely I will be getting. B, as of right now, I'll say that I'm tentatively planning on getting it. I'm not hard set on it, but it is a very real possibility, whereas before I would have said no way, just knowing that they were doing it. I don't know. How do you guys feel about these?
I mean, I've always been into the Bulldog. I'm very interested in the Bulldog. I need to see more of the bee to be really interested, because gosh darn, do I have enough bees right now?
Yeah.
But I do very, very, very much love the World War II design. It's just going to be funny that it might be possible for people to get the two different versions of the World War II-B at the same time, one official and one unofficial.
Yeah. So, but like, yeah, I'm basically with you. I want to see it more of it because I think colored images are what's going to make or break it for me. If
Yeah.
I like how it looks, if color sells me on it, like it looks decent enough, I'll be sold. I'll be getting it. If the color looks weird or I don't like it, then that is definitely going to break it for me because it's a close thing. It has several pros, but several cons. So, yeah,
He's an Autobot. How can he have cons?
I don't like you.
Yeah,
You know what I would actually love to see though? I would love to see this company start working on some of the designs from the Bumblebee movie prequel comic. I
yes.
really, really love a lot of the designs from that prequel comic.
Give us a Diablo.
Yes, that is the first one I would like. There's several I would like. I'd also like a prequel comic Blitzwing too, but I can wait on that. Whereas some of the other Decepticons, I would really, really enjoy. But yeah, it's funny. I don't even need the Bumblebee from the prequel comic, although if I had to guess, that'd be one of the first ones they make. I don't want him. I want I want all the other characters. But yeah, that's about it for that. Moving on to pretty pre-orders. Michael, what is our pretty pre-order of the week?
Pretty pre-order for this week is MPM08 Masterpiece Movie number 8. We have absolutely no information about it. Beyond that, the only things we do know are that it is a pre-order item. It is estimated to arrive in April of 2019 and is $189.99 from TF Source. However, if leaks and rumors are to be believed, this might be Masterpiece Movie Megatron 1.
It's definitely Megatron. The only other Decepticon it could possibly be is Blackout, in my opinion. But we have no evidence with leaks or listings and such to suggest Blackout, whereas leaks and listing, we do have suggestions that this is indeed the Megatron from the first movie.
It's either that or masterpieces have got really expensive and jazz, and that's jazz.
No, we're due for a bad guy, so...
Yeah,
It's gonna be
we are.
wheelie.
Wait, what did you say?
It's gonna be wheelie.
You
It's
know
gonna
what?
be a light-sized wheelie.
A movie masterpiece wheelie that is like to scale real life
Yes.
under $200. If it's accurate enough,
Yeah.
I'd probably buy it. Not gonna lie, it is my favorite version of Wheelie.
It might. Okay, I mean that's fair.
I'm not saying I like him that much, but it is my favorite take on the character of Wheelie from Transformers.
Because there's only really been two, and well, three if you want to count IEW as a separate entity.
Eh.
I like IEW Wheelie the best though because you don't actually hear him speak. You just have an idea. And
Yep,
the
but
idea is
he's too G1 in my head for me not to me to like him though, and I just don't like G1 Wheelie. So
Well, wait until Cyberverse Wheelie comes in.
that is possible.
Oh, okay. I can't. I'm still freaking out over the character, over the new character from episodes 11 and 12.
Oh yeah. Oh, but the question I had for you guys that was movie masterpiece related is whatchamacallit. Do you think we're gonna get a Bumblebee movie Decepticon as the next Decepticon? Well, no, probably not because I think listings showed that Starscream is the next Decepticon. I think it's Megatron, Jazz, and then Starscream are what listings are saying at the moment. Yeah, Jazz, Starscream, but then I feel like after that, probably Ratchet, and then I would guess before another movie one Decepticon, I would guess either Blitzwing or Shatter, is my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting that out there. I'm also very, very curious. I feel like they would have to make it a triple. Will they make it a triple changer?
Yeah, they would.
Yeah, I was going to say, Studio Series, I guess you can pass with not making a triple changer, but movie masterpiece, that's not going to fly. So I'm curious,
Yeah.
do you guys think that they would make Blitzwing or Shatter first, and do you think that they will be after what is presumably Jazz and Starscream, and then maybe Ratchet?
I'd say Blitzwing first.
I... See, that's what I want to say, but I feel like once we watch the movie, based on what I've heard from interviews, it's very likely it could be Shatter and or Dropkick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, from how it's being talked about in hushed whispers, and there's a lot of confusion over the character, I have my reasoning for picking Blitzwing is that even though we haven't seen him in the trailers too much, he's going to be playing a really major part in the movie, and that's why we haven't seen as much of him as opposed to Shatter and Dropkick. Though we could be wrong in that, and it's more of a misdirection to then something else is afoot, or it's actually Shatter and Dropkick that are the really main stars.
Because from the interview, they talked about how they narrowed down the Decepticon cast on Earth to basically actually give them personality. They're like, yeah, we have the two main villains, and you're going to get a lot of personality out of them because of the way the movie works and such. They haven't really commented on Blitzwing, so I'm assuming Blitzwing is in charge of them, but I don't know how much of Blitzwing we'll see throughout the movie. I have a feeling he'll be basically beginning and end, but I don't know.
That's fair. That's
very,
fair.
Very curious.
Though, if it is not going to be Blitzwing, then I'd say Shatter much more over Dropkick, just because some of the trailer shots does suggest that B will end up killing Dropkick before the movie's end. Because
both could easily die.
I mean, both could easily die, but like the trailers seem to already suggest that Dropkick's going to kick the bucket because there's a helicopter that B's fighting in the same area we see him fighting Dropkick that gets kablooied.
We don't see him die, though, and I don't think a helicopter crashing is the way he would die. I don't think they're showing his death shot. I don't disagree that I think he's going to die, maybe even in that battle. I don't think that's how B's going to kill him with downing the helicopter, though, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But
that's just what it looks like it could be.
Miguel, how do you feel about all this?
Is he wearing a ridiculous hat again? No, he's not. Miguel?
No, I was having some trouble turning my mic back on. I feel like if they were going to do a movie, a B movie Decepticon, especially with the potential of whatever happened in the pre-production pipeline that got changed, because B is very much not the B that we see in the film. In the event that Blitzwing maybe had a more prominent role at some point and things got reshuffled, I have a feeling it might be him that we see if we're seeing any of the B movie Decepticons, which would be interesting to see, like a triple changing. If they were to, they would have to do a triple changer to really do it justice. I feel.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're gonna do a movie masterpiece and not make it a triple changer. I just don't think that's possible when you call it a masterpiece to not do a triple changer. Studio Series, I can understand why they get away with it. I mean, I wish they would do the triple changer, but for the sake of the toy, I understand why they don't. But yeah, something that's movie masterpiece and you can price. That's the thing about masterpiece, is they're all individually priced. So it's not like you can rule it out because of the price point, because there isn't a dang price point for it. It's its own price point. So, you know. Yeah. So I'm very curious about that. But that's a pretty pre-order for the week. Miguel, are you ready for your new job for this week? Do you have the show notes up? I take that as he's pulling them up right now, at the moment.
Do 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 do
do.
What?
I have a lockdown dog, and it makes me very happy. A masterpiece lockdown dog from Age of Extinction. And he has soft rubber as his mane, and I really enjoy petting him, actually. Like, I'm actually petting this toy dog because of the soft rubber as his mane. I really like feeling it. It's kind of weird.
Oh. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it so much that I'm debating ordering the KO pack of 3 of his dogs all colored differently.
Ooh. No.
Yeah, there's a KO pack, one of which, like, I don't have the normally colored one since I got the KO version of Peru Kill, whose alternate parts I still need to find. The seed and his alternate head I misplaced somewhere, and I'm really hoping I didn't misplace them in the hotel room. I'm pretty sure they're somewhere in my pile of stuff. I just don't know where in my pile of stuff at the moment.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, if not, it's not the end of the world. I have his hook and I have his gun face, which are the most important accessories, but I would like his seed and his alternate masked head, but, you know.
Yeah.
Miguel, are you there?
Miguel?
Did Miguel, like, disappear or what? I'm like, actually confused now.
Oh, dear. Did he fall asleep again?
He heard you. You made him mad.
Hello?
Oh.
Okay, we can hear you now.
I've been here for a while.
That's weird.
Okay. I
was reading my part.
None of us could hear you. That's kind of funny.
Anyways,
what is your question of the week, Miguel?
Question of the week. It doesn't say who it comes from. I'm assuming Eric, you wrote this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Eric asks, what is your favorite reveal from this week?
Well, Miguel, what is your favorite reveal from this week? Since we've had so much.
I had to attribute favorite. I think it'd have to go to Leader Jetfire. I very much appreciate that, given the fact that this go around they didn't have to work around a voice box. Jetfire looks very screen accurate. Rightfully ugly as sin because his head is gigantic and disproportionate from the rest of his body. And the other thing I like is how I feel like a lot of people fall into two camps. The either the oh cool, Jetfire finally has his axe, or Jetfire had an axe. What?
Which I think is the much, much bigger camp.
Right, because I always thought that Jetfire killed Scorponok with his cane.
Yep, I always thought that too.
So to be like, oh no, Jetfire has an axe, and that's what he used to kill Scorponok. I'm like, that's dumb. I wanted the cane.
Murder.
And then I'm also happy that he can assume Sonic Corpse mode. Although it's kind of a shame that the Revenge of the Fallen branded Voyager toy is most likely incompatible with him.
I really hope not, but we'll see.
Yep. Yep.
I may or may not be. Sorry, I was distracted. I was taking pictures of
It's sad.
Challenger and Peru Kill. I was recreating the scene with the epic gun
Hey,
scene
hey,
from the trailer where he shoots through Prime's chest. Anyways.
hey, no talking about things you got at the con yet. That's
Hey,
like
I
2
didn't
days.
say I got at the con. Thanks for spoiling it.
Well, you didn't say it.
Spoiler alert for our TFCon podcast. Thanks a
Well, you
lot,
didn't say
Michael.
you got it this past week. So,
Yeah.
like Miguel said with his BBTS box.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
obviously-
but what are our favorite reveals? I feel like mine has to be Devastator. I literally can't think of another thing that. Dark of the Moon Megatron, though, I need to see more of. That's the thing. We got
Yeah.
to see, like, at first we barely got to see anything of Devastator, but now we still have a lot to learn. But we got to see better looks at, like, prototypes of him. Megatron still need to see more, but I am very excited for him. But yeah, at the moment, I have to say, I think Devastator is my favorite just because of the way they're doing it is so magnificent, and I never would have guessed they were doing it this way. This is so different in a good way, and I'm very excited for it.
Yep. As for me, as much as it is exciting to see an actual full-on Devastator, it is that it's not a complete picture of it. And while a lot of the Studio Series reveals are cool, I honestly probably have to go with the Botbots.
I love the Botbots, though. Who's your
Bot-
favorite Botbot, though?
You have to make me choose.
Oh yeah, if you're
Out of
saying that's
all
your
the-
favorite, then you gotta pick one.
You have to make me choose out of all of my children. Let me pull up the page again. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Also, when are we gonna get Studio Series Bumblebee that turns into a regular Camaro?
Never. Surprisingly, we'll get every other one except for the 2008 Camaro.
Like, that's his main body. Like, that has to happen at some point.
Boop, boop, da-ba-da-ba-da. Who's my favorite of the Botbots? Jeez. Who? I gotta say, both Sprinkleberry Donut and Waddle Pop are very adorable. I really love them.
That's fair. That is fair. That's
so-
close enough to one. I'll accept that.
Yeah. So Frost Ferratu with the name and the theming.
And then this week's mascot is, going off of that, Botbot Bisque,
Hey.
who turns into an actual lobster. There you go, if you wanted to know. But yeah, as mentioned, we will have the TFCon podcast. I'm not sure what day yet, but it will be happening at some point this week. Faux show. Because holy crap, there's a lot to talk about, and we got a lot of stuff. So,
Yep.
definitely stay tuned for that. And the way you can stay tuned for that is by subscribing to Nerdy Geek Talk, our podcast network, anywhere you listen to the show. YouTube, Podbean, Google Play, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, all that good stuff. Subscribe to Nerdy Geek Talk and you will get that for sure. You can also follow us at Nerdy Geek Talk on Twitter to see when the shows go up, and at Steel City Bots to see that and also random stuff sometimes. You can also follow at Steel City Bots on Instagram. There's been a little break recently, understandably so, with TFCon and such. But hopefully there will be some stuff this upcoming week. Hopefully.
Huh.
Don't worry, I'm gonna post one now actually. So there was at least will be something.
Cool.
if you check
Someone's
it out
got
there.
something else to the Instagram.
I do on rare occasion, which is more than anyone other than you can say. So
I know it's my main job with this channel.
he's just
But
bad at his job. No, I'm kidding. You're very good at your job.
when I do it,
Yes.
the
yeah.
inspiration has only just struck me not that long ago.
I'm trying to think.
But I can't post it tomorrow because I should post it like a really special Halloween thingy for it. But I don't have to think. I'll figure something out. But anyway. Oh, wait. I'm dead.
Oh yeah, okay. So, me, personally, you can find me at Eric Crowbar on Twitter. Definitely hit me up there if you have any Transformers questions or anything. And again, thank you to everyone who said hi at TFCon and such. It was a blast there, and truly, that definitely means a lot. So, thank you so much to all you listeners who showed up there and let me know. That was very cool of you. And then also at Aramis Prime on Instagram, where you can catch more of my stuff, and Eric Crownover on YouTube. There will be something this week, I promise. A big thing this week. Mainly because there's been nothing the past couple weeks. So that's a hint towards your big thing. Yeah, I think that's about it for me. Soundjack, where can people find you on the interwebs? Soundjack? Oh no, did his interweb give out? I think it did. Miguel, are you still with me?
Yep.
Miguel, where can people find you on the interwebs?
People can find me on Twitter at Logos Miner. Oh my gosh.
What? Are you okay?
No, I looked at my computer and the screen froze at a beautiful picture of Michael.
I know, he looks like he's contemplating something. At least for me, I'm assuming it's the same.
He looks like he's punching himself in the face.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it kind of does. You know what? This is also going to go on the Steel City Bots Instagram now. All right, so definitely check at Steel City Bots on Twitter to see what I'm talking about with that, because I now have a picture of it. Oh, the faces are different. You know what? We're gonna have. I'm gonna put both in the same post. I'm gonna open your picture now. Take a picture of that. He doesn't look happy in either. He looks quite uncomfortable. Anyways, you can find him at Soundjack426 on Twitter, on YouTube, all that good stuff on Instagram. He has stuff there. He has his own podcast at Soundjack Rambles on YouTube that he posts there. He also should have a video featuring me sometime soon for Soundjack's, I think it's Friends Transformers, the name of the series. So that was actually fun and very, very weird. It was creepy. He had me transform something very weird. But yeah, definitely go check that out, and for his video reviews and such. And then his Instagram, he does take pictures of toys that are often very good, except whenever he forgets to use the correct hands for counterpunch, which annoys the crap out of me. No, it's the correct hands for punch. He uses counterpunch's hands for punch, I believe. I think. I don't think it's the reverse. But yeah, so definitely go check him out at Soundjack426 at all of those places. And I think that's about it for this episode. So thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys later this week. Bye.